Good evening, everyone, and welcome to ICC Hin Chess Thursday night Banter Blitz. So, welcome to the chat room, and let's see what's going on in the world. Well, let's see. Here's the ICC homepage. And we can see another number of different things. Recent videos. Grandmaster Yermolinsky, the Yerminator, teaches openings like the Botvinnik Semi-Slav, Chapter 2, Part 5. And this was recently added 3 or 4 days ago. Then you have Grandmaster Petrov here, attacking ideas in the opening. Let's see, a video in French for Black. This was added, about 5 days ago? You have our own ICC Banner Blitz, which usually gets posted within 48 hours of the actual live broadcast. And then you have Grandmaster Misa Pap taking a look at historical matches, which I'm a big believer in. When I teach my middle school elective chess class, we talk about the 16 official world champions, and we even add in Adolf Anderson, Paul Morphy, and of course Andre Danikin Francois Philidor. So then you can see another Grandmaster Petrov's video on the French for white. And what else? We have the ICC Open Doors Blitz tournament, and of course the match of the century, Fischer Spassky, that is last century. You have the President's Cup, you have the classic Tal Botvinnik match, Aljek and Erva, and Aljek and Capablanca. Then a number of recent tournament recaps. You've got Grandmaster Yermolinsky looking at Game 11 of the World Championship match. And you have Attack with Larry C. If there's anyone knows how to attack storming the barricade, it's Grandmaster Larry Christensen. I believe he's a 3-time U.S. former champion. And you have a couple more things. I am Michael Rahal, analyzes 7 and 8 of the World Championship match, and Yermolinsky, games 5 and 6 of the most recent match. Then you have a number of forums, and then one of the big things that ICC has is they have a number of online tournaments. So we're going to close that tab. Let's get out of there. Okay, Zevich is here. Hello, sir. Welcome. And let's see. So that's pretty much the things that we have today. Let's see. We're going to /open, and we can go ahead and get in a few games. Let's see. /open. Okay. And now we are...
Incoming challenge.
So let's see. Massey challenges me to an unrated game of 5-0. Of course, we have to accept, and this will be our first game of the
started.
Day. Okay, what to play against this guy? He plays great in the opening. But he's also on European time. What happened to the clock? I don't see what happened to the clock. That's a bit strange. His clock shows 10 seconds. Mine shows 0. I thought I accepted. That is a bit weird. Window, my boards. Oh, wow.
Server announcement.
That's not good. I was looking at the wrong board. Okay. Haven't tried the Caro-Kann against him. Don't really play the Caro-Kann, but of course we can always rely on him to play the sharpest Most Aggressive. That's his nature, and good style at that. Can't blame him. Wow. Well, I don't know. But is this too dangerous to take this pawn? I am threatening a rook. Wow. Okay, I'm going to bite. I'm all in here. feel like I'm falling into something he's done before. That was a nice move on his part. Wow, holy cow. This guy never ceases to amaze me. Oh, I sucked right into that, didn't I? God, I am horribly behind in development. What is it a friend of mine used to say? I don't want any more cheese, I just want out of the trap. God, my development's so bad.
Server announcement.
And a pawn on e6 is like a bone in my throat. Okay, I may have gotten a slight break here if I don't get checkmated. That's the usual caveat if I don't get checkmated.
Check. Check.
Mr. Henley, your greed has no limits, but it should.
Abort requested.
Abort to end.
White resigns.
Whew. One has a feeling I may have dodged a bullet there. That is a crazy opening, dude. Let's see, bishop d3. Now, of course, no, thank you, sir. You never fail to amaze me. Now, of course, here, bishop takes on d3, followed by e6. It's just kind of a solid advanced French. I've gotten rid of the light squared bishop. But is it anything special? I don't know. Seems solid enough for black. What about queen takes d4, bishop takes bishop, and then queen takes e5 check, collecting the bishop? That might have been a bit more reasonable. Wow. Anyway, good game, sir. And let's see where everyone else is. He was wrong with cf3 instead of ce2. Instead of cf3. Let's see, he's saying knight f3. Let's see. Oh, he's saying knight to e2. Might have been better than knight to f3. No, but I thought knight f3 gave you prospects with a knight e5 check and loosening up my king. I will definitely have to examine that. Have not played the Caro-Kann in quite a while, like since my early youth. But anyway, excellent game, sir. And one definitely has a feeling I was a little fortunate to survive. I was actually looking at the wrong board and I lost about 45 seconds right off the bat. So, I guess we'll go see who is out there. Send out a seek. See who strolls in. Last week when I did this, we got Grandmaster Mark Hebden from England. Very well known for racking up a lot of victories on the Grand Prix Tour back in the 1990s.
Incoming challenge.
Okay. Round
Game
2.
started.
This time I get white. Okay. Karpov did something like this years ago. So we've actually transposed a bit into something that one might get from a Trompowsky. Not sure about Queen D2 as opposed to as opposed to hey, McKnights is here. McKnights. Okay, so now take, try to win a pawn, but that pawn's not very stable. That's not a very stable extra pawn. That'll probably encourage him to give up the light squared bishop. Okay, so now it's a bit technical. E4 weakens my own squares. I go there and there, he gets the pawn back, but let's try this. Now we're often letting him have the pawn back.
Check.
He's saying, what you got? Why you gave me the pawn back? Or something to that effect. Good question. Why we gave him the pawn back?
Check.
That's annoying.
Check. 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 Black forfeits on time.
Another good game, dude. I think here in the final position, of course, white has the chances, but whether white can actually do anything, that's always another story. But, yeah, taking now on g5, of course, rook takes pawn mate. So you got to go queen g6. And then I guess h4. And then, if you go f5, I mean f4. Oh, and then rook e6. Starts to get exciting, but then you have queen c2 check. Oh, and then rook back to e2, and round we go. Anyway, another very good game, sir. Mr. McKnight, how are you doing, sir? Do you have time for another good game? Another game? There's always a good game with you, dude. Zavich is from over in Europe, so of course, try to get him a couple of games early. Because, what are you guys? You guys are about 5 or 6 hours
Incoming
later.
challenge.
Right? So Mr. McKnight's. Okay.
Game started.
Let's see what we're doing with this guy. Now, previously, we played the Jobava London against him. And, you know, didn't really get so far. So this one is a slightly different flavor. So many different challenges with this stuff. As usual, we have less than nothing to work with. God, I'm really not happy about this at all, because it's really not great, that's why. Yeah, I knew this didn't feel quite right when I was doing it. Now we have some great games, dude. We always have fantastic struggles. This is sad. I had to play rook d1 to stop him from playing knight d2 on a castle. Sad, sad, sad what I have made here. But as long as we don't have any kind of immediate disaster. Wow, I feel like we may even survive here. I need that pawn for my collection, or do I? It's never as easy as it feels like it should be with this guy. What about taking that one? What the heck? Live dangerously, live foolishly. Oh, and way behind on time. And of course he finds the best move. The best move, of course. But of course. Now, where's he going with that? So he's tempting me to try and hold on to everything, which of course is very dangerous. Sometimes you have to be brave and a bit foolish. There's no question my weak pawns all over the place give him definite counterplay. Well, at least we got castled. Nothing too bad happened to us, it would seem. But he's definitely going to get counterplay with his passed pawn there. Don't be afraid. Be afraid. I mean, was I supposed to play pawn to f5 there? I don't know. It's a bit loosening. Taking on c7 looked risky.
Time warning.
Okay, he's on that guy. I don't want him to get that guy. How do I defend that guy? Oh! Shoot, I gotta move. Oh, why didn't I take that guy?
White forfeits on time.
Ah! Time warning, I thought that was you, dude. Good game. Darn it. I didn't realize I was so short on time. Got so engrossed in the position. Anyway, good game. Is that your first win on me? Well deserved. You had a few games you should have gotten earlier.
Game started.
Yeah, I got so engrossed in the position and the counterplay. Didn't know what to do. Well, it's bound to happen.
Check.
I've had a pretty lucky streak for quite a while there. Had a long lucky streak for quite a while there.
Check.
Yeah, he's coming back to touch my baby. Not happy about that. He's in among us. Okay, this is a little better. King feels relatively safe. And not behind on time. These are good things. Now he, on the other hand, is trying to make trouble because that's what he does. Let's get this guy in the game. Because, you know, like, that's what we do. Okay, now I start to use time because he's going to get to my king. Or he would like to get to my king. If I take, he goes there. Feels like there should be some really good technical move to put the kibosh on him. Like check there, and then knight in.
Check.
Oh, after all that, he just offered to trade queens. Okay, not only offers to trade queens, what choice do I have? Okay. I thought he was going to do something far more devious. Now again, it's a pretty technical phase of the game, so I feel pretty comfortable here. Oh, now this should just be a winning pawn ending, shouldn't it? I mean, seriously? I should have more tempi. I got an extra pawn on both sides. We'll lock those up, run him out of moves over there. Oh, and why I didn't play there, that's another story, but okay. Yeah, it should be pretty technical. But we're just going to get these guys up here a little more. And we should be able to make a beeline for the G2 pawn.
Incoming challenge.
Nezhmednov. How can you not play Nezhmednov? Anyway, good game, Mr. McKnights.
Game
congrats on
started.
your first win there. Well deserved. I think you had a few times earlier where you had a real shot there. Haven't done one of these in a while. Water power. Hello, water power. Have not seen water power here before. God knows down here in Florida we need some water power. We constantly have sewage and water line breaks. So this, of course, is the famous Norwegian rat. Only famous. Yes, I'm in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. McKnights is asking. And I think aren't you in northern Florida, sir?
Check.
Oh, Coach Connor's here. Excellent. Okay, check. Check is always got to be dealt with. Check is annoying. Okay, I'll wimp out and hope I don't get punished for this. Queen a5 is tempting, but then he goes bishop d7, knight d7, bishop d2. I guess we could take, no. Then we could go e6, but then he goes c4. And if we go queen a4, he could take on d5. Could take there. It's a mess. What the heck. In these positions, you constantly have to be thinking about him playing pawn to e6.
Check.
Yeah, so we have constant both sewer and water main issues here in Florida. It's a constant challenge. Didn't want to let that rook get into b7. Castling queenside, probably knight to g5. Action unpleasant. So I might be pushing the envelope a little far here. Okay, so now he goes into the endgame. Well, I know this undoubles his pawns, but Magnus quite likes these technical kind of positions where he feels like he can nudge forward. The only thing, of course, my knight on d7 is not the best placed, I must say. But maybe it can be remedied, or maybe we can find a workaround. For example, like maybe we could go here. And then go here. And the reason I put the rook on c4 is I kind of wanted to... okay, I have a feeling he's coming, but I wanted to clamp down on the a4 square. So I didn't want to play b5 at a moment when he could play a4. Okay, very good. Now he's getting the knight over. Now the question is it too risky for me to put my rook? Let's just chill. But at least I feel like I got to clamp down on the a4 and the c4 squares. So it's not going to be so easy. I'm hoping for him to get those breaks in. I just need another move or two on this side. Okay, so let's get this guy up here. Note the bishop on e7 in these scenarios is much, much better than it would have been on g7. Okay, need to play a little faster, dude. And by that I mean me, not him. Yeah, someone did something like this against, oh, I see, that might have been a sneakier idea. Nope, not quite. So he's got, you always have to count attackers and defenders. I saw that in a video once. So, he's got a lot there. No way to prime loose. If I go pawn to b4, I got 4 attackers, he's got 4 defenders. What about if I go here first? Then it gets confusing. Now if I go pawn to b4. Okay, sometimes you have to. A friend of mine down home said you gotta or get off the pot.
Check.
Okay, so he's
Check.
trying to confuse things, which makes sense. But why can't I just take that? I got the whole pin thing going on the file. Aha, but now he's got me boxed in too. Well, if I go there, he goes pawn takes, rook takes, and he gets that pawn. If I go pawn takes, he can go rook takes. I go pawn takes. Okay, why not? But if I go pawn takes, he goes bishop takes. How am I saving my bishop? On the other hand, what can he do to improve his scenario? He can go there. Wait, think. No time to be shy. Not sure about that move.
Check. Check. Time warning.
Okay, now it's pretty technical. Well, 19 seconds, that's not good. Ah, that was a big mistake.
Check.
And that was stupid. I should have played there first. What was I thinking?
Check. Black forfeits on time.
Oh, unbelievable. Ah, good game, sir. I can't believe I'm taking so long today. Anyway, good game. Listen, guys, I'm going to play Hanesian because he's over in Europe, and so he's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's get in a game with him. And Nezhmetnov, stick around. We'll get another game if you give me a rematch. Anyway.
Game started.
Good game, sir. And I got black against this troublemaker, and it's been so long, I forget what he plays. Well, or is like C3 Sicilian kind of guy. Let's see what he does here. Smith Mora, Gambit. Seriously, dude? Well, what the heck. Go ahead and attack me. It's the nature of the beast. Got to stop that guy. Bearing in on F7. He's just going to get a nasty attack. Who was that master? Wrote a very, very good book on this. It's kind of the Bible. Had all the James Bond references. Fantastic book, actually. I even thought about playing the Smith-Morra for white. But what I didn't really like is if they just shut their eyes and play the... a lot of times they can just play a C3 gambit. I think that's what I wasn't so thrilled about. This is a bit unclear. I've kind of managed to get unraveled, but not completely. But we have
Server announcement.
slowed his roll a bit. Now note knight d4 is not on the table because he's got rook takes on d4. Okay. Now if we castle, is he going to go something takes f e6? Let's see. He might preface with rook to d7 first. How serious is this? Well, if you're going to do me, you're going to do me. But part of the problem, though, is he can just keep building. And that's part of the issue. I know he wants to sack, because that's what these Smith-Morra Gambit guys do. They sack. Hey, could we get a little defense over here? Could we get a lot of defense over here? Holy cow. Color me confused on that one. Karpov c8 defensive bishop springs into action. So fortunately he doesn't have time.
White coming for challenge.
F6. Well, I gotta say you certainly got your money's worth for that pawn. Neshmednov. Coach Connor, can you hang on one more time? I gotta play
Game started.
One more game. I had him on the ropes last game and lost on time. And that was such a thematic game with the build-up. I saw Vaganyan. No. Ivanchuk play a game like that with black once. Anyway, good game, Crunks Lannister, as always. How to waste a fantastic position, he says. You really thought my position was fantastic? I don't know. Zevinich, got to get to bed. Okay, thanks. Thanks for our European players checking in tonight, because give them a lot of mad credit. It's like 6-hour time difference. Okay, so Nezhmednov. Great name. Great handle. Now, is he an E5 Philidor? Or it looks like he's going for the Pierce. Great opening. Played it for quite a while when I was younger. An old system. The late Coach Mike and I used to discuss this variation.
Server announcement.
He teaches his kiddies. Here we had a big argument. Not an argument, but like an ongoing discussion. Nigel Short and I both played F4 in this position. Coach Mike liked to play E6. Call it the thorn variation. But my idea here is just to say, okay, look, I got space. And I want to play against that G4 knight. For example, here. I want to push that puppy back. Okay. Then I want to send that guy to the showers. Now, that knight on H6 could be out of action for quite a while, we hope. Here, of course, got to trade these guys. And then go here. Tap that queen. Now, I'd really like to get my king on the queen side here. Could just do it. And then continue on the other side. Don't really want to castle queen side. Okay, how about this? I'm sure there's a smart, good move here. This guy's a little misplaced. I kind of wanted to get this guy there. How to proceed? I mean, knight there is the obvious move. Sometimes the obvious move is not such a bad move. And now if he plays just b6, maybe I just got to bite the bullet and castle kingside. What the heck. Let's just trade this.
Check.
Castle. Some serious holes there in the position for him. Take the open file. Sometimes chess is not that complicated, although we humans like to make it so. Yeah, some potential back rank issues for him. Now if we go g5, well, he's attacking my bishop, so g5 fails to impress. Well, first, let's send her out. Oh, sir! I was attacking the big one. I think queen e7 was kind of a vital necessity there. That's disappointing.
Black incoming challenge.
Okay, Coach Connor's tried 2 or 3 times. Anyway, good game, sir, Mr. Nizhmednov.
Game started.
And Coach Connor. How are you, sir? How's everything in Chicagoland? Crunks Lannister also, European player, has to check out. Yeah, Water Power is correct. Mark Esserman. Yeah, Mark Esserman. That's the guy. Master up in like New England. And he even got Larry Christensen too. He prepped him on it, I think, for U.S. Championship. And of course, the classic game is Esserman ripped Bloke Van Willy, consummate, 2700
Server announcement.
And so yeah, the Smith-Moore Gambit. When I grew up in Texas, Ken Smith, he used to whip it out and rip like 1900, 2100 players apart. He had a lot of lines memorized. The system I played there with E7, E6, and 97 is kind of heading towards like a Paulson / Taimanov formation for black. Kind of a hunker down third rank. I get worried when they take this long. It's like he's already trying to figure out how to checkmate me. Hopefully that does not happen. Already lost 2 games on time tonight, so yeah, maybe. Okay, the knight has to come out, that's for sure. So both our Europeans look like they headed off to sleep. Thank them both for dropping by. Now for black, it's always a question. I mean, these pieces are all obvious. But the next question is always, where do the knight and bishop go? The computers like to put the knight on f6, but not overwhelmingly thrilled with it. Is it useful to chuck in a6 and a4? Maybe. E6 feels a little slow because he might go there. And on 87, then switch gears and go there. Let's do that. Well, but that doesn't do much. He might still go there, and there, and there. They're very slow. Now, of course, bishop g4 allows bishop takes f7 check. And this is where I got in trouble before. I'm sure knight f6 is, quote, the theoretical move. Someone's messaging, but I'm not hearing the messages. Okay, let's get castled. I'll tell you who's great with this type of position with black was our boy Yasbo, Yasser Sarwan, Mr. Smooth. He was really good in these type of positions. He would get them with white in the English. Beat Tal on the white side of this kind of English formation. Okay, now that's interesting. Well, let's take that and see who recaptures. So at least now I have a pawn to show for my lagging development, but I got to be careful. He's got pressure here on the queen side, and he's got my e-pawn pinned. As long as no one else can come to the party. On bishop c6, pawn takes, well then I got an extra center pawn, albeit doubled, and I do have the bishop pair. Okay, he's ready to do his thing there. I don't have e6. If my pawn was protected, silly me. I bet queen a5 was reasonable. I don't know. not necessarily great. I mean, at the end of the day, I still got to protect that b7 pawn if I hope to maintain any kind of advantage. So. Okay, so now at least I can unpin my guy. But I thought also, now I could play out here and go after his knight. Is that a good idea? Well, we let it go. I guess we should hope it's a good idea now. Yeah, his knight doesn't have a lot of great squares, so that's the good news. And that knight is one of the useful attacking pieces. They like to go bishop h6. If you trade, queen takes, and the knight g5 is coming. So if I can give up this undeveloped bishop for that knight. Now here, of course, if he takes... Oh! Well, oh, okay. I have some major possibilities there. Part of me wants to play knight d4 so bad it hurts. So then do it! Like the tennis shoe commercial. Just do it. Bam! Knight d4. Although, might get a little more exciting than we thought. No, but then we have... I'm just thinking if he tries to sack the queen. Knight takes d4, bishop takes e2, rook takes b7 in between move. Well, now this could get expensive. Okay. He's got... Oh, I see. Tricky guy. But... Tricky guy. If I go bishop takes, he takes down here. I go somewhere with my queen. He goes c3 to get his piece back. I go e6 to disturb him. Well, let's see what the doctor has here. Wow, he's all in on this. Woohoo! Okay, it's time to get rid of some of these guys. This... Am I afraid of ghost here? Okay, time. Let's try not to lose a third game tonight on time, Mr. Henley. Okay, just try to back the truck up. Yeah, I think the investment's starting to get pretty expensive here. I was expecting c3. I thought c3 was a very tricky move. Well, here, I don't really see how this is going to work out for him, to be quite honest. He's forcing me in. This is getting very, very expensive. He's going to run out of attackers here, I think. Okay, that might take the heart out. Still fighting. Okay. That's allowed. Okay, looks like I won't be the one to lose on time here.
White incoming forfeit challenge time.
Whew. Good game, sir. You threw everything at me. Had a very reasonable opening, but somewhere I managed to... Oh yeah, knight d4. Knight d4 is pretty strong.
Game started.
Let's see what happens here. I guess after this, maybe one or two more games. Totally forget what I'm supposed to do on this. Totally forget. Mr. McKnights, yes sir. Now, by the way, McKnights has his own stream. Very good. He usually plays at night and plays on pretty much all of the platforms. Of course, naturally, ICC is his favorite. My man. Well, he's all prepped up. We are not going to be castling queenside this particular game. Okay, now there's an interesting possibility. Take that guy, but what does it do? Let's just go stick to our plan, such as it is. Okay, plans change. Can we steal like a thief in the night? Who are we playing here? Mr. Neshmednov. What's he up to? At least now we can claim we have a pawn or something. Whoa! Exchange sacrifice. Am I getting attacked on the other side of the board? That's ambitious, to be sure. Okay. Oh, okay. So he's going to get a pawn back. Unless we hold on to the queen here. But then, maybe he'll still get some attack. Not bad, not bad, yeah. Could still get some attack. Mm-hmm. We get a lot of pawns in the center there. But we could trade, try to get a passed pawn ourselves. Let's just keep it chill. Let's get our knight up here. Now that's a useful tempo, I'm hoping, because now at least my knight can come over and help barricade. Try help barricade that f4 square. Now his bishop's protecting there. Get our rook in the game over here. I don't necessarily really need to break on that side, on the king side. Okay, now I think things are pretty smooth here. I mean, a5 also deserved consideration there. But I was actually thinking about b3 here to try and maybe break open for my bishop and my rook. But of course, a5 would be a more technical approach. But now, since he doesn't have any threats, let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, our a4 pawn is going to be weaker like this than if I'd played a5 and liquidated it. But on the other hand, if I send it up there by itself, I don't really think it has sufficient support. This way, we start undermining his center. And, okay, well now, we can take this, take that. And I feel like, well, maybe I mean, I could have played h4 first. But here, I feel like we're crashing the party here. And I don't think this is checkmate on this side, so let's just crash in. Now here, take that way. We open the H file. And okay, but we should be able to get there as fast as him. So I still don't believe he has a checkmate here. I mean, maybe taking there. Okay, we can go this way. That way, if he does get to the H file, we should be able to meet him. Now that did take away the G2 square for my guy there. Maybe I should just start pushing the a-pawn up the board. Where is he going? Okay, looks like he's going to go there. Okay, a little annoying. Don't really... Well, he's a long way from getting there. So let's just save this first. He's not playing queen h4, right? Okay, so yeah, now that's making sense. He messed up my position there a bit. Okay, time. This is how I lose games, is doodling around. Let's go trade this rook off. Just theory being, get rid of one of the attackers.
Check.
Okay, I don't see the threat there. I mean, maybe there's a quicker way to play c4 or something to break it open, but I don't see how he's getting in on this side. So let's just make someone on his team play defense. Okay, still don't see the breakthrough. Let's pin that guy. Okay, a little bit short on time, but it should be okay. I mean, maybe I should have just checked and won the frickin' piece there. Because now he does have... Okay, this looks like a little desperation here. Knight is just a stud defender. Yeah, so let's go this way.
Black coming challenge.
Okay, good game, sir. Coach Connor. Did we play Coach
Game
Connor yet today?
Started.
I think, yeah, well, I think we had a good Sicilian with him. Very good game. And I guess this will be the last game for the evening. Didn't get any presentation in this week, but that's okay. Got in some good games. And knight c3 is actually a tricky move, because they still don't show their hand, where they're going to play bishop c4, bishop b5, f4, close Sicilian with g3. Can't seem to convince. So, Coach Connor, what age are your older students? That's part of the issue. Frankly, I find, I have a middle school elective class, but then otherwise I find the lower school is actually pretty fertile ground. Now, during the pandemic, a lot of kids that had played chess came back to chess because they had a lot of time, and some of them got pretty good. So now he's doing a little two-step on me. He did one and then two. So this is interesting because normally I play e6, but e6 is not really the ticket here. We could go e5. Which is a little anti-positional, but it kind of clamps down on the d4 square. And it gives me the option of knight at g to e7 if he doesn't take. Okay. He's playing very positionally here. I'm going to do something with that guy. b6 feels lame and tame. I'm not sure the bishop on a3 is so well placed. Okay, I am out of here, dude. Unless you're doing something nasty to me that I should know about. Although knight d4 there was probably a pretty exciting kerthunk-a-dunk. The idea being that knight takes, e-pawn takes, knight on c3 moves somewhere, and then bam, d3. But to tell you the truth, he might just sack the exchange there, so to some degree, I'm maybe a little bit happy to continue. Yeah, he does kind of have a positional threat here. Now it's interesting. Well, let's try this. Or should we do this one first? If we do that one first, then we don't have the sauce with d3. Because if I go a6, he may go bishop back to d3. So here I was thinking play a little more dynamically. Take this way. Ron, that's taking with the e-pawn. Very good. Now he's got to be a little careful where he moves the knight. Because, like for example, knight to d5, I have a tactic. Well, the simple tactic is just knight takes knight followed by the pin with rook e8. But the tactic I was referring to is pawn to d3 with a discovered attack on his bishop. But here, of course, rook e8 has to take priority. Thank goodness I never moved the d-pawn, so his bishop's not covering that square. So yeah, knight d5 was not the best choice. Probably knight d1 needed to be played. But then black had pretty comfortable equality. Maybe some bishop b7 or d5 right away. Or a6 first. Okay, well, this is just going to be expensive because now basically I got a queen for a rook. So now I got to think, watch the back rank, which, you know, is always actually a good thing. And I'm thinking maybe to play queen g5, start going after some of these pawns. Hey Ron, what happened about watching the back rank? We're going to do that too. Now, can I play queen here, and then on bishop f3, bishop g4? He doesn't have any snazzy deflection tricks that I need to know about, does he? I like queen g5. I just don't want him to get rook e8 mate, and, you know, I mean, check and, you know, mess up my bishops. Oh, tricky guy, tricky guy. You see that? If I take that pawn, and if I take with the queen there, clever guy. Okay, okay. I relate to that. But I'm just going to work on surrounding that pawn. I don't know, maybe bishop f5 anyway. So now I can play c4, and then I'm not so happy my bishop. Oh, but then I can take, and he doesn't have sufficient protection. So now I think this is going south. And just take this guy. I don't see anything wrong with it. Okay, yeah, he's got the e-file, but I have a solid extra center pawn. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take down here, let him come into the 7th, because I don't think one rook on the 7th is going to do too much harm. Now I'm going to block the e-file and give my king a little lift on g7. And also got possibilities of d3 just to mess him up. Okay, a lot of tempting things to do there.
Check.
Okay, I don't think I saw Mr. ICC Sandro tonight. Maybe I just missed him. He usually checks in from Italy. Hope he's okay. Hope they are not abandoning me. His help has been invaluable in setting these things up. Oh, he is showing an ICC. Okay, great. And McKnights, can you go ahead and slap your... Coach Connor says he teaches 6th to 8th graders. Yeah, I got the middle school class. And I'd say half of them are thoroughly engaged, hang on every word. And then there's the other half. Okay. So now I'm going to let him go ahead and check down here, but I'm hoping to expose his
Check.
game. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this. So Mr. McKnights is twitch.tv/McKnights. Let's not forget to take that rook. And
check.
Put the king up. And it should be pretty hunky-dory from here. Yeah, with the 6th to 8th graders, I would say 50% of my class is thoroughly engaged.
One coming forfeit challenge time.
Okay, Nezhmednov. Okay, one more game, sir.
Game started.
You deserve one more game. And this will be the last game of the night. C3 Sicilian. Great opening. Great opening, dude. I think I did about 5 volumes of DVDs on this. I was never crazy about the positions with E6. Now here, I think I like to play this move. Okay, so now we just get kind of a French defense where at least I'm feeling I can get my bishop out. But it's a game. And the theoretical line, of course, is sometimes in those situations now there you don't really want them to play bishop g5 because that's their quote bad bishop, or the e7 bishop is actually our better bishop. Well, it's an interesting question what to do here. I'm not sure there wasn't something much better there, but we'll go with that for the moment. In theory, getting rid of their light squared bishops is supposed to help black in the French defense, in theory. Oh, sir, you had to take with the knight there. Tactically, you had to take with the knight there, sir. Which, you know, then
White resigns.
Okay, thank everyone for playing. Had some new players tonight, and including my last opponent there, Mr. Nezhmedinov. Won a game on time. Some good struggles. Thank you, Mr. McKnights. Thank Coach Connor. And
incoming challenge.
We'll see you guys next week. Sir, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. And but definitely come see us next week, okay? And thank you for coming tonight, and thanks for the games. Okay. And, of course, thank ICC for being kind enough to sponsor us every night.